And hello to all my Leo friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for July 2022. Now today they've dialed up a very interesting one for my Leos for the month of July. It is going to be a work spread, a work corner specific spread. We're going to set it up in the storyline format. It's going to be all about different Leos' work situations, work, business, enterprise, area of study, collegiate courses, learning something new, retirement if you're ever of that age. You know, a very big corner of your life. Very interesting. We're going to send kind of a scatter shot of readings across the Leo spectrum, and it allows me to be quite accurate because it's like a bunch of mini readings all in one. So there's going to be a story in there that is right for you. A few of them may resonate with you if you're very good about picking out the context of it. That may help you. But at the end of the day, it's all about finding the story that is right for you. We're going to get into that right now, basically. Also going to do a rune stone at the end of your reading. That's going to cap us all off there. And they've also asked that I do a yes or a no. I almost forgot what that was for a second there. So this is important because you need to start thinking about this right now. In a yes or no question spread, you have to start thinking about what your yes or no question is. And by the end of the reading, since time is an illusion, it doesn't matter that I pre-recorded this, Spirit is able to answer your question in context. So start thinking about your yes or no question right now as well. So let's get started, guys. The cards are ready. They are pre-shuffled. I do that ahead of time to save time, mixing up the rune stones as well. They are also ready, and here we go. I'm going to bring you in right here so you guys can watch. Go ahead and hit that like button if you're ready to have a great July. And we are on and recording. I like to share my table with you guys. These are my ritual cuts. Basically, we cut each deck here into 3 pieces, put them back together in a separate order, and then we're ready to go. All right, so the storyline spread, it starts with 5 cards, and then I expand out from there where I need to go. So these are your core 5 cards that you're going to get no matter what. And we're going to need more cards than that, so let me just keep going. This deck that they specifically wanted to use for you has the potential to get very, very big storylines. And this seems to be no exception because we are still going. And there's our end. Is that all in view? Gosh. Going to need more cards than this because I need to get pairings. This is one story there. One story there. I need to move this down here so I can see it in a line. So just bear with me. I'll get this all on view for you in a minute. It's gonna get my whole table anyway. So there's one story there, probably off the screen. Over here we have there and here. Okay, so we have how many here? We have 6 different stories. Okay, chatty group for my Leos here for the month of July. Let me get more cards to describe what's going on. That's going to stay the way it is. And like I said, I will move the camera all around so you guys can see what is going on, because I know we're very, very full off the screen. Like I said, chatty group for my Leos in the month of July. Lots to tell you, apparently. Okay. Inverts. That story there is pretty blocked. Need to discard that. They want it read that way. That'll stay. Over here, that is good. That is good. That is good. Good. And good. That part of the card work is done. Just need an Angel Oracle card for every single story. And then the challenge is getting it on the screen to show you. Of course, that's always difficult. But we'll find a way. We always do. Okay, guys, everything is ready. Let me just get it on the screen for you here. We have a story. The bottom left there, starting with Not For You, moving across to the 5 of Swords. Basically that way to the left of my hand. Up here, up top, we have a shorter story right there. Pan up a little bit more. There you go. There's the 3. Right next to it, up top here, we have a story right above my finger, kind of scoping. Right above that is a story. And then over all the way to the right is a story from the Yang card going up. That's masculine energy. Basically everything above my hand right there is a story. Underneath that, basically covering up the opposite, there's another story. And did I get my bottom ones? You can see this bottom one right under my finger now. And yeah, we already got them all. Okay, there we go. Let's get to work, Leo. Because we still got to do your yes or no. Lots lie ahead here. I'm going to get the little story out of the way first. We are talking about here the two people in a relationship, coupled up more than likely. And, we have 6 stories here, so keep in mind, this is not for everybody. But they show the relationship checking in very, very good. We have 2 people kind of embracing and kissing and looking very good. You may even be dating somebody who's, you're in a good position here, good love position, very good. It is showing that things are moving very fast, so keep that in mind because some people like it that way and some people do not. And what the Spirit is basically saying is, this is a marathon, so don't burn yourself out too quickly. You got to run the whole marathon. This is not a sprint. This is not like a 5K. You got a ways to go, so don't use all your good stuff early. Don't use all your romance early and then burn yourself out and get boring after that. That's kind of the vibe of what's going on there. So July presents itself as a very good relationship type vibe. The only kind of caveat there is, the speed of it. It just happens very fast. So just keep that in mind that speed is not always good for everybody, and maybe you, and maybe the other person, and maybe any kind of mix really of that group. Short little story, but moving over here, we have some Leos that are going through a string of bad luck. This is a reminder with the Wheel of Fortune that this is not your fault. This is not anybody's fault. This is circumstantial. This is the situation or whatever you're going through. It's not like anybody should be blamed here, especially you. Okay, it's just a downswing. And when the Wheel of Fortune comes up, it reminds us that life is like a wheel. And when you're on a downswing, eventually you're going to come back up from that. So when is that going to break? It's going to break at some point. But right now they're bringing up be a little defensive here, especially in the workplace. This may not just only be about work. This may be your love corner as well, but it is a wand, so I did want to lead with work. Okay, be a little defensive. It's time to draw your line in the sand and not take any unnecessary garbage here, okay, guys? Very important. Next thing they show here is a younger woman. This is probably somebody who's younger than you. It may be even a child of yours. More than likely, this is something like a coworker or, a friend, a family member that's very close to you, something like that. And this person here is doing they're working very hard, and I almost feel like they're burning themselves out a little bit here. A little bit of congruency to story 2, but in a different vibe. So this person here is kind of balancing these 2 different areas of their life. They're doing a good job of it, but I think that they're just either working long hours, staying up all night to make extra money or work 2-3 jobs, something like that. This person that they're talking about here they're bringing up time for a nap. So keep in mind that more than likely, this is not you directly. This is somebody that you know that is doing this. And if that's the case, maybe pass this on to them. Maybe get them to listen to this. Tell them, hey, it's time to come down a little bit. You got to restart, you got to recharge the batteries once in a while. You got to hit the reset button on your life every once in a while. You're doing such a good job of it, and just share that knowledge about, time for a nap is what they show me. The card is time for a nap, so it's make sure you get enough rest, relaxation, and that's probably good advice for any of my Leos there, not just story 2. Make sure you get enough downtime. There's story 2, guys. Moving into story 3, let's go up here. This is the one they wanted blocked. We have a male energy coming in here with, major theme. There's a physical aspect to this story that is usually injury. So I don't know if the male has been injured. That's like the actual translation. I'd see injured male. Male injured. Okay, that's the direct translation of that. I almost feel like this is somebody that is either looking over you or you're looking over. So this is almost feels a little domineering, a little bit very, very strong. Let's put it that way, strong force. And I don't know if that's good or bad. It's just, it is what it is. And it is also showing injury. Okay, so somebody is injury prone or has been hurt, maybe something like that. And more than likely, this is a male figure. We had that with Yang. They do show that this is all about either you or this person's choices in the month of July. This is not fate or momentum. This is all about your day-to-day things. They're showing that this person really needs to clean out the closet with some things too. They have some work to do. They have some junk to, this is full moon energy. They got some stuff that they got to get out of their life. Now this may, I'm going to go kind of a different way than I did with story 2. If you are a male Leo tuning into this certainly could be about you. And I would just advise, the best advice I can give you here is to, with that injury card, even if you're not injured, there's injury proneness going on in July. So be a little careful. When you walk down steps, don't hit your head on something. It's silly little things. Like sometimes this can be avoided though. Sometimes a slip and fall seems little, but you end up busting an ankle and hurting yourself real bad. Next thing you know, you're out of work for 4 weeks, and it can be a mess. So just be on the lookout there. They do show things are getting busy, and that doesn't really help either. So things are either busy with work or the family or whatever, but I go back to that death card, which is inverted for me, so something needs to be cleaned out here. We really need some full moon energy. Let me get into that right now, guys. The moon cycles are something I like to give you guys every single month, so you know what's coming. We have full moon energy, which comes in first, which is what I'm describing. July 13th, guys, that is the full moon kind of apex. That is the peak of the full moon. That is the best time to get anything out of your life that doesn't fit anymore. And they don't show me what this is in story 3 that needs to get out of your life, but it doesn't matter because anybody can use these things. It doesn't even matter if you're in story 1 or 2. You can still use the full moon. The full moon's for everybody, guys. Now, the full moon is, getting something out of your life. It could be bad habits. It could be people. We did kind of talk about some things like that earlier with juggling the 2 different areas of life and stuff like that. And so it doesn't matter what it is. Anything that's got to go out of your life, whether it's emotional baggage, bad habits, people, projects, getting rid of stuff, cleaning some things out of the closet, like we just talked about here, much better placed in the middle of July, guys. Adversely, we have the new moon energy coming in a little early in July, but I want you guys to focus the most on the end of July. That is July 28th when the new moon hits, and that last week of July is going to be very, very good for bringing new things into your life. In story 1, we talked about a good love situation. For some of you, that situation may not have arrived yet, so if that's the case, I would push for that, if that's something you want, toward the end of July. Another example for that would be let's say you're going to start a new health kick or a new exercise program, do something new financially, new job, and if it's brand new, end of July is the key there. And that's the moon cycles for you guys. If the moon cycles confuse you in any way, I've put together a moon cycle cheat sheet. It is free. It is on my website, parked under my videos page. Check that out. And it kind of shows you how you can use these energies to your benefit while you're at the website. Make sure you're signed up for the newsletter program. I give my newsletter great people a couple free readings every single year just for being signed up. It's a no-brainer. I only send 1 email newsletter every month just for updates, just for promo codes. Save you guys some money on readings. Speaking of readings, I have a brand new one, very proud of. Rave reviews, really good stuff. It is the Health or Chakra Scrub. It talks about either physical health or spiritual health. What's going on with your chakras? You get to choose. It's a mini product. I call it a bite-sized reading. Very affordable, very potent. You don't even have to be there for it. It's an audio reading, and I use your birth date. So it's personalized just to you. In fact, all of my products are personal just to you. There is no Leo bubble energy like what we're reading here. This, of course, is a great thing, but it has its limitations. Personal readings are always the best. Let's get into story 4, guys. Story 4 shows that you guys are really some of my Leos here are really trying to break free from bad habits. Something that's got a hold on you here with my devil inverted that you are just trying to break yourself free from, right? Never-ending story is what they show me next, the Oracle card. So it's just like cyclical stuff. It just keeps happening to you over and over, and you're trying to break this, Leo. They're telling me here in my ear that this is going to be a large part of my Leo audiences, guys, so please pay attention. That, breaking free from this is little stick fight stuff is what it causes as far as the challenges. Now, this feels very smoking-like to me. This may be a lot of my Leos that are trying to break smoking, but other habits come up as well. I just have to say that because they talk about stick fights, and with sticks, I think of cigarettes. So just throwing it out there for some of my Leos who smoke. This is something that is going to take time. This is going to be a process. They show that with my growth card. We also show new ideas. They want you to consider new ways of doing things. Okay, stop doing the old ones that don't work. Okay, let's say you've done the patch before, doesn't work. Let's say you've done the gum before, doesn't work. You got to try something different. Maybe cutting down slowly. Maybe I don't know, going to vape. I'm not really sure. Just giving you an example. Most of you probably don't even smoke, but it doesn't matter what it is because the habit you're trying to break here, that's what they're showing. They're showing small little hiccups. It's not a big deal. You should still keep trying to break this cycle. Start thinking of new ideas, new ways that you can break the cycle. And they show growth. So you're going to keep moving in a positive direction. Keep pushing, push. You're going to get there. They do show that this ends up being a very good home environment, and I would gather you to kind of use that as motivation for yourself to make the home, the family better. The kids, everybody around you, whoever is part of the family group, everybody benefits from this, even if it's just financially, and you're able to put that money into the home instead of the habit, something like that. So very, very empowering story there. And if you're trying to get it out, like I said, full moon energy, middle of the month, that's the trigger time. So over here, story 5, guys, lots of stories. Here we show lots of different choices. Leo's, let me see, are we talking? Okay, very love corner type. So this is family type stuff or your love relationship stuff. A lot of different choices, a lot of different ways you guys can go here. They are saying you kind of are hesitant about using this authority and making these decisions. They want you to be the boss here. They want you to be that grand authority. This is my God card in tarot. They're saying here and now. So all these different choices make it difficult sometimes for us to choose, A, B, C, D, E, all these different paths, F. In this case, it's 7 choices, 7 of cups. So, it makes it really hard to choose. I always give the example, it's like if you're going to buy ketchup and the store only has like 2 or 3 brands of ketchup, very easy choice to make. If the store has like 3, 4, 5 aisles of ketchup, very difficult choice. So it's almost like when there's too many choices, we don't choose, or we have a harder time choosing or knowing what is best for us. They're telling you here that they want you to be authoritative anyway and to go for it. They do show moving forward, not looking back. You guys have a hesitancy to do that with what this decision-making process is and what you're trying to do with your love corner, what the family dynamic is or what they're describing. It ends with a very good card. It's the Joyous card. Second, 10 of Cups, second greatest card in the deck, in my opinion. In this deck that they wanted to use for you, though, it doesn't, that joy is just not really feeling like it should. So why are you not happier than you are? That should be the driver as far as what you end up doing here to take greater authority in the present moment. They don't want you doing this later. They don't want you to think too much about the past. This is very present moment stuff, guys. There's that story. I'd spend more time on it, but I'm already going to be running late, guys. I got to keep moving. Very last story here, guys. We are talking about cyclical stuff again. Now, they're also telling me again that this is not for you, Leo. This is for somebody attached to you. So maybe you can relay the message or help them in any way possible. Get them to have the strength to break this cycle. So this is somebody else. Just like you can see the correlations here because we talked about that with my man energy. We talked about that with talking about the younger woman there in story 2. Now they're also telling you that this is not for you. So a lot of my Leos are helping others in the month of July very prominently. So getting people to break these cycles, they should have learned these lessons already. Why haven't they? Just like we talked about there with the Devil card and breaking habits. Give them the courage, give them the strength to move forward with this. We do show kind of theft or loss, so they have like a deceit air to them. They may have trust issues and maybe something to do with like love, trust, love type of lessons or what they're trying to get along with. This ends very well. I have the Sun card. That is my greatest card in the deck, and that is coming in full bore. Great, great, great. So help move them along. Give them the tools needed to help them move forward positively because the worst is behind them. And not only is the worst behind them, but things are starting to become less chaotic. They're putting down the swords in this case. It's the War card, getting over the war. So now it's time to relax a little bit. Relax and move forward courageously here. And that is the message for my Leos to pass on to somebody else, maybe even a relationship partner that is, having a hard time trusting and moving forward in the relationship, something like that. So we've gone through a lot of stuff here, guys. Let me do, before I hit your yes or no, let me do a runestone. Give them a quick swirl here. Leo runestone. Let me show you here. So, fittingly, this is the runestone for movement. We've been talking about that the entire reading, guys. All 6 stories, I feel like, have them in their own variety. Just like at the very beginning with that relationship thing, we have movement coming in very fast. We have things happening very fast. You giving this advice, bad circumstances, getting over those, the wheel, movement of the wheel, coming up into a better cycle. When is that going to hit? We have movement all over the place. Breaking habits is movement. It's changes. It's things that you're pulling the trigger on and going. So movement is a big theme for my Leos in the month of July. And don't fight that, because if you fight the movement, you become too rigid, the current's going to sweep you and it's going to take you either way. So it's much better to go with the flow and kind of be relaxed as these changes occur. So movement, keep into consideration movement. Now to get into your yes or no, I do need to reshuffle both decks really, because I've used so many cards of both for your storylines here. So I'm going to cut away so you guys don't have to watch that. So I will be right back. Okay, Leo, I am back with your yes or no. The cards have been reshuffled. Ritual cutting them one more time. Go ahead and get there. And we are ready to go. Hope you've thought about your yes or no question. I'm going to answer it in context. You got to be good at figuring this stuff out because I am not here to ask you things about them to kind of eliminate some of these definitions and so forth. A lot is blocked. That side's good. This side, I'll discard last. Finish the card work first. That side's good. Over here, that's also good. One of those guys and we are ready. All right, guys, so here is the yes or no. I'm going to do the no side first. Keep in consideration that this is the no side. One thing coming up on the no side is an event of some form. I don't know if anybody asked about a wedding or an event, a concert, something like that, some kind of ceremony. Could be a family gathering, something like that, coming up on the no side. Keep that in mind. Something else in the love corner is coming up on the no side. They show here taking great authority with your love corner here, in that at some point this sun is going to turn around. I have the greatest card in the deck, the sun card. It is turned around though, so they're saying that something's in the way, something is not right yet. You know, this could be improved later, something like that. And at some point this is going to open up. And now this may be about love directly, like saying no, your partner is not here yet, if you ask something like that, perhaps. Or this is just, taking care of your family, like you taking great authority over your love corner, you deciding for yourself, not just with your family, but with your partners, with what you're doing with your love life in general. So good omen there with that sun coming in. It's just not here right now. The last thing we show on the no side is something with siblings or close friends. If you asked about a sibling or somebody very, very close to you, it could be definitely coming up in the no side. This is an emotional attachment. So that's what usually comes up here is, something that is close to your heart or somebody that is close to your heart for sure. So that is pretty much representative of the no side. There was much more to talk about on the yes side, so let's get into that now. Starting all the way over on the side here, if you guys asked about work, the likelihood is that it's coming in as a yes. I don't have any kind of work stuff. Well, I do have the event thing was the only ones for the no. And that's more of an event than like something with work directly. So most likely if you asked about work, the answer is yes in some form and some frequency level of it. We have action with work too. So they're letting you know here to take action with work, and that will help the yes be a yes. Long story short, there is getting over of some kind of something shady in there. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe work has done you wrong before. Maybe this company, kind of did you wrong or something like that. You're getting over, or maybe you've been, there's an element here of like perhaps being overpaid, but I don't think that's so much the case. I think this is somewhat more about like getting over something from the past in regards to work. Now, other on the yes side, we're coming in with the Magician inverted, so this means that something here is broken. Now, this is something about lessons. They're saying heartbreak is a big kind of qualifier here. That should be what attaches you to it. If you asked about something that really just caused you a lot of grief or heartbreak, maybe an ex, a past relationship, something like that, they're letting you know here broken. Some things are not worth fixing. Some things are irreparable. And well, I wouldn't say irreparable, but it just wasn't meant to be. And they do show that here in the Fates card. So that's letting you know that this was fate driven or kind of like destiny, or in this case, destined not to be. So broken, learning from lessons, and heartbreak coming up on the yes side. The last little bit I have for the yes here is something as far as a love message on the yes side that is coming in later in the month, more than likely. There's going to be a correspondence about this, about something with your love life here coming in. So I don't know if you've asked a direct question about love or maybe timing of what is going on with something, maybe even a relationship step or something like that in regards to your love corner, but they're saying here, if this is the case, it's going to be later in July. It is not going to be right now. They're saying here that weakness comes up, so they do not want you to act out of weakness. Even though this is a yes, we want that turned around. We want it to be the strength card so that you're acting out of strength and not weakness. So that is a big kind of deal for that to be a yes. So keep that in mind. So that is the entire yes or no spread, guys. That is the entire spread for everything. We've been through it all. So thank you so much for joining. Please remember to like and subscribe so you see the future videos. That's it for me, guys. Have a great July.